Welcome to another Design Tip Tuesday. My name is Milena Herbacka, owner of New Breed Design. Today, we're going to talk about ways that your website can be set up to earn you passive income and generate revenue without you having to lift a finger. Perhaps the easiest way to begin earning passive income through a tool that might already exist on your website is to begin charging a low, reasonable fee for a consult call. And the beauty of this process is that it's entirely self-serve for the user and does not involve you at all. All you have to do is set up your initial calendar with the time slots that you want to make available for booking, and the user simply goes to your website, follows a link to your online scheduler. They don't even need to create an account. It's very easy for them to follow the steps to book their own appointment. They choose from your available time slots, and then they pay a fee in order to meet with you as the final step. So you might be asking yourself, what kind of information would a complete stranger be willing to pay for upfront before they've even decided to work with me? Well, I can think of a few industries that I've encountered personally right off the top of my head. So if your initial consult relies on obtaining extensive amounts of information, or if it perhaps relies on having a video correspondence so that you can witness the workings of your client, or an in-person meet. I'll give you an example. I solicited the services of a dog trainer recently, only to find that they charged a whopping $225 for the very first appointment. We hadn't even consulted with each other yet. That was their consult fee. And it's perfectly reasonable given the nature of the service. A gym, for instance, that doesn't offer free trials, they might request for a fee in advance of booking a trial at the gym. And that's perfectly reasonable as well. I can also think of consultants in the fashion industry who spend a good hour on that initial consult call and look at your wardrobe with you, have you try things on, give you lots of valuable pieces of advice before you've even locked into a long-term working agreement. So for those instances and many more, I can totally justify the request for a paid consult. The second form of passive income or revenue generation that you can achieve through your website, completely hands-free, is offering something that is digital for download for a small fee. And I'm thinking in the range of 99 cents up to $14.99, but try to keep it under $20. Regardless of American or Canadian or what currency you work in. That makes the offer enticing enough to jump on without having to think too long about it. It's not a great investment. It doesn't require much deliberation on the user's part. As long as you're engaging them with a catchy headline and offering them information that you know is relevant to the target demographic that is visiting your website in search of the services that you provide. It's something that gives them a sneak preview into working with you and offers valuable information that they'll just want more of, and therefore leads them through the door to working with you in a fuller capacity. So I'm thinking of things like download PDFs that you can easily sync up to an email autoresponder system so that if someone opts in for this item, this paid item on your website, they're brought to a payments processor, and on a successful payment, they are sent the deliverable in an email automatically. No hands required by you, the business owner. Some examples of virtual downloads can be a list of tips. So the top 10 tips for your industry and what you offer and what you know that person looking on your website is looking for. You can also offer a how-to document, a step-by-step guide, or you can offer insights about the industry or really juicy information that only you have and those in your network that is valuable to the average consumer. The third means of generating passive revenue from your website is to build a self-directed online course. This sounds a lot more complex than it really is. All it really requires is for you to hide some of your content behind a password protected page and kind of portion it out into modules or sections so that the user feels a sense of accomplishment as they work through the content. Of course, there are degrees to this. You can go really fancy and you can pay for an all-in-one course system software that helps you set that up, or you can use your simple WordPress site in a very bare bones manner. But regardless of the method you choose of implementing your course, essentially it's a very basic means of charging someone for a self-paced tool or product that requires none of your effort whatsoever. It is content that you can create ahead of time, and then when you're ready to launch it, you can begin with an introductory offer that's very appealing, such as 50% off or some great discount to get people and users in the door. And that, of course, is 100% evergreen content. It's not being updated every day. It doesn't require any of your time except for the initial conception and writing and creation of the content. And then it lives on its own through your website. Anybody can register, create their account, they can pay online, and they can log in and out whenever they want to access the course or the content. I'll use the dog trainer as another example of this. Not all of your work needs to be done in person and live. If you have a generic method or system that you think can reach multitudes of people and help a lot of people when you yourself cannot possibly serve hundreds of people at one time, then try to funnel down your teachings or your methods into a universal method that can be adopted by anybody. And again, this course is almost a stepping stone into working with you personally on a greater capacity. Because if they want a custom tailored experience, they're going to obviously have to pay the big bucks to get your limited time. Another example would be something that my business partner and husband and I endeavored into through our martial arts school. And we created an online course that was portable. So it was actually a video series that taught Muay Thai to beginners. And we sold that to high schools during the pandemic while they were in lockdown. And it was a series of links that we simply uploaded to Dropbox. We sold them to the school and they were able to disperse the links to all of their students. So that's a little different from an online course, but it just goes to show the possibilities for how you can sell something that's evergreen and virtual, and people are still going to see the value in it, even though you're not recreating yourself every single time you sell it. The fourth means of generating passive income through your website is to set up a merchandise shop. And if you think, I can't make merchandise because I don't have a tangible product, that's fine. Anybody, literally anyone, can put their logo on a t-shirt and sell it, or on a water bottle, or on stickers, or something very low cost that you can mark up to 100, 200, 300% and sell that online. And you just never know who's going to want your logo on a piece of product that they can represent out in the real world. It's a conversation starter. It's a means of getting your name out there. I know that not only our gym, but every gym that we're affiliated with and have ever visited creates their own merchandise. Even those who are not in the fitness industry or have members coming in and out of a brick and mortar storefront, but coaches that work online, they will send pens and mugs to their clients as gifts and then direct them to their shop to buy more. And anyone that loves your services is going to want to represent you. Tote bags, umbrellas, blankets, sweaters, hoodies, anything, honestly, toques, or beanies if you're in the States, caps and t-shirts. These things are not expensive to make, but there is a catch. It's not exactly 100% hands-free. Yes, it's a passive income generator because users can shop unguided on your store by themselves in their leisure time at all hours of the day and night, so that when you wake up in the morning, you might be pleasantly surprised to see that somebody spent some money on your store overnight. But there is a fulfillment process required, which means someone somewhere has to physically pull this product that was purchased, put it in a shipping container and send it to whoever bought it. Or maybe you only work with people locally for pickup. Either way, there is a little bit of legwork required. Of course, you can always outsource this to a company or a trusted friend or family member to do that part for you. So just know that there is a little bit of work required. It's not completely hands-free. But if you have some exciting ideas for things that you know your clients would love, then it can be a very easy income generator with high profitability. The fifth and final idea that I have for you to generate revenue through your website completely hands-free is very similar to the very first method. It involves the calendar tool, but you'll be selling yourself at a higher price point. This is for full private sessions with you, either on a contract term, so you're selling your time for 1 hour a week for 6 months, or 1 hour a day for 1 week. You set up your contract terms, you have the automatic booking system schedule that time in your calendar when the client chooses, and they can make that payment online. However, of course, your time is the most valuable thing you sell. So these are going to be high ticket rates. I'm thinking about the personal trainer who is doing remote sessions. Even if you're doing in-person sessions, that time needs to be booked in your calendar in advance. I'm thinking about tutors, educators, instructors who are selling their time, coaches, life coaches, therapists, business coaches, psychotherapists, consultants, basically any service that's delivered online. You can set up a completely hands-free method of having the client choose the time slots you make available to them. They book when you want them to. It doesn't require any emailing or back and forth. So they literally cannot make the booking until they've paid you up front. This is a security deposit. This ensures that even if they don't show up, they didn't waste your time and you're getting paid. So of course, it's completely up to you what your rates are and what you want to charge. If you want to do a deposit system where you charge a portion of your full rate upfront and then follow up with an invoice at the end for online payment, this can all be automated and handled by your website. Just talk to me, talk to the pros about how to set this up so that you can focus on working in your business in the specialty that only you can provide, and stop worrying about the things that are going on online and let someone else worry about that for you, and make sure that your online presence is stunning, it's functional, and it's serving your clients. Thank you for watching. I'm Milena Herbaka of New Breed Design, and I would love to hear your comments and your ideas to even expand on this series. If you'd like to hear more about something, or if you're struggling with a tool in your business and you want to figure out if there's a way to streamline it online, I'd be happy to make a separate video just for you. And join me every Tuesday for Design Tip Tuesday, because we are exchanging all kinds of ideas, from mental health in the workplace to how to streamline operations and take the stress and pressure off of you to be a web genius and a genius in the things that you do so well and that you provide that nobody else can. So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next week.